Okay, hello, and welcome to my reaction to Attack on Titan, the final season, episode 74, or season 4, episode 15, I think, Soul Salvation. And before I jump into the episode, I just quickly want to address one of my mods sent me a message, a screenshot of a message in the Attack on Titan chat on my Discord server. So my patrons and Twitch subs get access to my Discord server, and there is an Attack on Titan chat. I generally avoid it because it takes so long to just get back to the YouTube comments. And I do go in depth on my thoughts here. So yeah, I generally avoid it. But I did get sent a screenshot about, I wonder how Katie will react to Armin punching Eren because she said it's not right to attack someone unless your life is threatened. And I want to ask, can you point me to the video where I said that, firstly? Because I feel like people think that I don't condone violence of any sort, whereas I've only said violence against, if it's, I explained this in my last reaction. There's a plan A, B, C, but if your first plan is to get innocent people involved and just kill freaking thousands, and that's your main plan, that's a bit different for me. But if war needs to happen, it can happen when two sides decide, okay, this is our army, this is your army, and go fight it out. We are humans, but we also have, and obviously, ideally, we should sort it out with reason and discussion, but that doesn't always happen because we do have our animal side. And if you want to fight it out, then fight it out. I honestly don't have an issue with that. So please point me to where I ever said that I'm a pacifist, because I'm not. Pacifist, as far as I'm aware, believes in non-violence completely. And I don't think that I've ever said that. So unless you can back up these claims, I'd prefer you don't say I said things that I didn't say, okay? I don't like people lying about what I said. But if you can point to a moment in this episode and that at that timestamp, then we can talk about it by all means. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, you say, unless someone's life is threatened, the Jaegerists have shown that they literally will beat you near to death or kill you if you don't fall in line with what they want and what they think. They will turn you into a Titan. They will beat you up or get people that already fall in line with them to beat you up. Because, let's be real, Vlok could have shot Sadis himself. These names, God. Vlok could have shot him himself if he wanted to kill him. But no, he made other people who was already, the group in front was already following them. He said to the others, he could put them in prison if they don't want to follow him. He has all the power. But no, he made them beat a person that had no chance. He had no weapon. He was far outnumbered, and he could have, if he wanted to, and this was his way of doing things, I would have understood shooting him and killing him there more than I understand getting a group of all those people to, because that's psychological warfare. That's fucking sick to me. Make them beat him up for you. Like, what kind of sick game is that? Is that how you get turned on, Vlok? Watching kids younger than you, manipulating them, standing there with a gun, getting them to beat up. Is that fun for you? Probably that's what gets him off. He's gonna jerk off with that image in his head that night. But anyway, so quite literally, their life is threatened by the Jaegerists. Hanj was held captive by them, so don't tell me that in that moment Eren's presence wasn't threatening to them. So anyway, not only that, but Eren didn't talk to them at all. He went rogue. And then hating Mikasa, he hates her, he admitted that. the sight of her and the fact that she's a slave makes him sick, but he used her. Nonetheless, he hates her, but he used that. He knew that if he went and did this whole plan, they would come and save him. She would protect him. That is like a pussy thing to do. That he's a pussy in my eyes. I'm sorry. I admitted it in the last video. I hate him. I have rarely ever said that about any character. And I hope that this video gets 10,000 dislikes. Because he is the ultimate pussy. Because he hates her. The fact that she's a slave. But he used that. Knowing that she would save him. At the cost of her own life. So, fuck Erin. Let me just read what my mod replied. Anyway, now we can watch the next episode with that sorted out. And if what I say pisses you off, but what they do doesn't piss you off, like if it affects you that much and makes you so angry, like there are people that make hate pages about me because they disagree with my opinions. And, you know, this is fictional and everything, but if you hate a real person for their opinions, just because they don't like your favorite characters, but you fully condone what they're doing, what is wrong with your mind? Like, and I'm not saying this is all Jaegerists, not at all, but sadly, the only people that are this extreme fall into the Jaegerist category, so that's why oftentimes I say Jaegerist. So if you're not the kind of person that goes and makes hate pages about me and complains, and yet these same people stalk me, they watch my videos and make sure to dislike each and every one. They post TikTok videos calling me a slut. Like, when have I ever acted like I'm some innocent? I do streams where I drink and I get pretty wasted. Like, I've never acted like I'm some innocent girl, because I did a TikTok with an ahegao face, and those people, they literally go and watch all my videos and take the ones they don't like and go share it and go complain about me. Like, are you okay that my opinions on a fictional show get you that worked up? Like, I watch the show and I get worked up, but then I stop and I go on with my life. I don't attack individuals. I don't make hate pages for you guys. Like, we can have discussions, we can get worked up about the story, sure, but then when we talk, we're meant to be like, okay, you're a person that watches an anime, I'm a person that watches an anime, and then we talk about it. But if you're the kind of person that does that kind of shit, oopsies. I mean, there's even no point talking to you. It's just sad that you have that much time to hate someone that much. Okay. Now it's time for the episode.
よく見ておけ、ジーク。これが私たちの住むレベリオ区だ。世界と比べれば鳥かごみたいに小さい。
おや、珍しい。こんな朝早くにお客さんかい。また出直したしや。ああ、エルディア人か。
何を？私たちは外出許可を取っているのですよ。
俺はこの塔の清掃員で汚れを落とすのが仕事だ。収容区から出てくるな。くっせえな。
よく覚えておけよ、ジーク。これが外の世界だ。この世界が嫌なら変えなければならない。ジーク、お前がみんなを救うんだ。
この子供たちの中から私の後継者を。
ええ、一人選ばれます。
訓練はどうだ、ジーク。
すごく大変。
そうか。でもお前ならきっと戦士になれる。
あなたには特別な力があるんだからね。
何よりお父さんとお母さんの子なんだからな。
これが1200年前に起きたラーゴの惨劇。大都市ラーゴはこの日のうちに消滅し、侵攻を続けた巨人によってモンテの3階と我の惨禍が繰り広げられ、何十万ものマーレ人が
Marlians in the tens of thousands were killed by Eldia. But that does obviously not mean that these Eldians who did none of this should be punished. Of course.
帝国に殺された。さらにラーゴから何とか逃れた難民は道なき荒野をさまよった。
おお、そうか。じゃあたくさん勉強できるな。つまりラーゴの惨劇は存在しなかったんだ。
Never
モンテ
happened?
の残骸もバレの惨禍も全てマーレに都合のいい作り
How
話
do you know what's true? I understand, because even our history, you know, we don't want to get too into the details because that's going to be a whole other can of worms. But a lot of people, like depending on the side that tells the story, it sounds a bit different. And the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. So hundreds of thousands of people died or tens of thousands versus it didn't even happen. Probably the truth lies somewhere in between. That's usually what I think when I hear people tell two completely different stories.
いない。古代よりエルディア人にそのような残虐な文化や風習はなく、何より
始祖ユミル様がそのようなことを望まないのでありえない。
その通りだ。分かってきたな、ジーク。
お前のようなエルディア人に我が国の巨人を委ねられるわけがないだろう。
おい、魚木にそのボール投げてくれないか。
Oh.
おまだ小さいのにやるじゃないか。ほらナイスキャッチ。ほら、君の名前は？
ジーク・イエーガーです。
おお、ジーク、どうも君は筋がいいな。きっとピッチャーに向いてるぞ。
ただいま。お父さん、今日ね。
どうなってるんだ、グライス。ジークを戦士にできなければ計画は失敗だぞ。だがフクロウが言うには巨人の継承者選びに介入するにはジーク自身が好成績を残さない。ああ、そうだとも。ジークなら。
ごめんなさい。
ジーク、お前ならできる。父さんと母さんの子供なんだからな。
お前はマーレに必要ないと言ったはずだが、なぜここにいる？
マーレへの忠誠を示し、エルディアの罪を償うためです。公開訓練に参加させてください。
His child voice sounds familiar.
この間散々だったな。
笑い事じゃないよ。あれからずっと雑用係をやらされて、もう僕はおしまいだ。
そんなに戦士になりたいようには見えなかった。
I mean, I know that's super sad and his dad is putting away too much weight on his shoulders, but I feel like these days, not just, this is just not to do with the story, but made up statistic, but like 80% of kids grow up in a home where at some point they hide under the covers like that while their parents fight or scream or whatever. It's very sad.
ならなきゃいけないんだ。なのに全然ダメだった。
すべては始祖ユミルが何かと接触したことから始まるらしいが、私はその時に起きたことを知りたいのさ。寿命を縮めてでも巨人の記憶を探ろうと思うほどにね。そんなことだから戦争じゃからっきしの役立たずだ。だが巨人の神秘の前に憎しみや争いもくだらないよ。
But then he has to go fucking home. Oof, and with that dad. But I mean, I guess if you're a Jaegerist, you're probably pro what his dad is doing, right? Because it's all for the good of Eldia. Doesn't matter if you put some pressure on a child and scream at them in their face or behind closed doors, whatever. It's all for the good of Eldia.
もう掴んだぞ。エルディア付近派とか名乗ってやがるらしい。今回はかなりの規模だな。フクロウとかいう内通者が組織したようだ。すでにいくつか目星はついている。あとは証拠を揃えていけば時間の問題だな。
It sounds like either Deku or Tanjiro, but I think Falco is Tanjiro, so I don't know. But he's probably going to tell his grandparents about it, then his grandparents are going to convince him to then turn against his parents. Damn, he looks so much like Eren though.
お父さん、お母さん、もう危ないことはしないで。見つかったらみんな楽園送りなんだよ。
お前は今まで父さんから何を学んだんだ。誰かが立ち上がらない限りみんなずっとこの狭い壁の中で惨めに死んでいくんだぞ。
そうよ。これはあなたやエルディア人みんなの未来のための戦いだって言ったでしょ。
そのためなら僕はフェイおばさんみたいになってもいいの。
チーク！そもそもフェイが殺されたのはこの世界が狂っているからだ。もう誰もフェイのような目に合わせないためには戦わなくてはいけない。強いエルディアをマーレから取り返し当たり前の権利を勝ち取るんだ。
Titan research. Research concerning the unique power of subjects of Emir to become Titans. A field of study since the era of the Eldian Empire. It encompasses not only the biology of Titans themselves, but also the ideologies of Eldians who possess the power and how to deal with them. Though researched extensively over many years, the truth of Titans still remains a mystery. You know, this part of the story is making me think about like how they're going about things. Is making me think about real-world examples of people trying to bring about change. And it makes me think of, I think, Martin Luther King Jr. and also Mandela from South Africa, who at first, I don't know a lot about MLK, only some of his quotes and speeches, and people like using parts of the speech and then they leave out the full speech. Like there's one speech that they use a lot, or the one quote that they use a lot is, a riot is the voices, or what, a riot is the voices of the unheard or something. But then if you listen to the speech where that quote is included, you realize that it's not encouraging riots and stuff. I don't know, you'll have to listen to the whole speech. I can't remember it off my head. But I do know a little bit more about our own history with Mandela, for example. And when he was younger, he was also pretty much, just to put it in Attack on Titan terms, a Jaegerist. But then he went to prison and he learned a lot in prison in terms of education and books that he read. And I don't know if he wrote the book while in prison, but when he came out of prison, he was a changed person. And then he went about things very differently. And talked a lot about unity and stuff. And he became the president of South Africa. Like, honestly, I would highly recommend reading some of his books, as well as, I don't know if MLK wrote books. But this part of the story is making me think about, you know, sometimes, you know, terrible things. If you take a look at history, almost every race, ethnicity, whatever, has been enslaved at one point. And oftentimes people make it about race, but I've learned that it's not so much about race as it is about power and convenience. Like, there's a video that I listened to about someone teaching history, and they were explaining how even in Africa, and still today in parts of Africa, slavery is alive and well. And back, like a long time ago, you know, slaves were sold from African tribes. Like African tribes got rich, and they got the things that they wanted from the people from Europe or wherever. They wanted to trade, and they traded because African tribes fought each other for land, and then they took the people and sold them, the people that they defeated, their able men that were still able to, or alive, women, children. They took them and they sold them, and they got rich that way. And still today in Africa, people get rich through slavery. And it most of the time, it's not about race, it's about power, money. And I'm just wondering, you know, how did it change for us and for America? And like, I'm not American, so I don't know about Abraham Lincoln. I know that he freed the slaves, even though some school was saying that they're going to rename their school because he didn't actually free the slaves, or he wasn't, like, he didn't care about black lives enough. I don't know. So now they're trying to demonize even him. But I don't know a lot about American history, but I know more or less about our history, at least the parts I was taught in school, and then my own research that I've done since in the last 2 years, thanks to Attack on Titan, learning a bit more. But yeah, what I've come to realize is even the slavery that is going on now, because parts of Africa, it's the people are the same race. The people that have slaves and sell slaves, the slaves and the slave sellers, they're the same race. It has more to do with power and money. And anyway, the reason I'm talking about all of this is because I'm thinking, you know, Zeke's dad is where he is because he thinks this is the only way. And I'm just thinking, you know, how did MLK do it? How did the Mandela do it? And yeah, there's so much that we could learn from them. But the problem is that people don't learn. They just tip the scales, or, you know, it just goes like that the whole time instead of going like that and staying there. It just always goes like that, and then 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 that, it seems. But anyway.
親が復権派だったなんて、このままじゃ親族全員楽園送りに。
草葉さん、キャッチボールしてくれてありがとう。巨人になっても時々思い出すからね。
Fuck, it's just like Attack on Titan to make us forget about who he grew up to be for a moment and just show us when he was a child. Damn it.
告発なさい。もうこれしかない。自らマーレ当局に告発することでマーレに忠誠を示せば、君とソンゴは助かるはずだ。
そんなできないよ。
ジーク、君は両親からひどいことをされた。君を愛さなかった。ジーク、君は悪くない。君は賢くていい子だ。もう少し手加減してくれよ、ジーク。
ああ、もう年寄りにはきついか。
600年ほど前、世界の人口が激減するほどの疫病が猛威を振るった時代があった。しかしある日を境にエルディア帝国からその病は消滅した。当時の王が始祖の巨人の力でユミルの民の体の設計図を書き換えたんだよ。まさに私たちユミルの民はどこにいようと始祖の巨人の一部のようなものなんだ。どうだ、怖いだろう。
じゃあさ、始祖の巨人ならユミルの民が
子供を産めなくすることもできるのかな。もしこれ以上ユミルの民が生まれてこなければ、100年後にはこの世から巨人は消滅している。
話してなかったけど、私には家族がいたんだ。若く愚かだった私は腕章を外し、エルディア人であることを隠したまま妻と暮らし子を作った。妻はマーレ人だったんだ。しかしいつまでも騙し通せるわけもなく、私がエルディア人だと知った妻は自分と息子の喉を裂いて死んだ。
Holy fuck, that is sad. Brainwashing is scary as fuck. Oh.
若き息子を君に求め、巨人の力で自分の罪から逃れようとした。私だってこの世に生まれてこなければ。
獣の巨人は俺が継承する。マーレのためじゃない。始祖奪還計画を成功させ、世界を救ってみせるよ。世界の人々を巨人の恐怖から解き放ち、エルディア人を苦しみから解放するんだ。
図らずともジーク、それは君だからこそ可能になる。王家の血を引く巨人であれば、始祖の巨人の継承者と接触す
If
る
a titan with royal blood comes in contact with the founding titan,
その能力を引き出すことができるはずだ。
and he has royal blood,
力を使えるのは君じゃない。決定権は始祖の保有者に委ねられる。いわば君の役割は鍵だ。誰か信頼できる者に始祖を
my head
託せば、
hurts. All of this makes my head hurt.
私たちの安楽死計画を理解してくれる誰かに、君ならきっと見つけられる。
Euthanasian plan, so they're attempting to get it so that Titans stop being born entirely. That is sad.
私はいつでも見守っているからな、ジーク。
Such a twisted way to live. Like, he's either gonna die, and then, because it's in their nature or in their biology that you die after a certain amount of years, right? But that could also be a limit that was set upon by the king or the founding titan. That could also be from that. I don't know. So unless he gets eaten and someone inherits the powers, he's gonna die anyway. So the fact that this whole ritual is,
見つけてみせるよ、父さん。エレン・イエーガーだと。
はい。エレンは始祖の巨人の保有者です。そしてエレンの生まれ育ったシガンシナクの家の地下室には何か重大な情報があるとのことでした。
確か今は行方不明で医者をやってたと聞きました。
how did he even know to ask that? Like, as far as he knows, his dad was sent and turned into a titan and thrown. How did he know to ask even about Aaron's dad? Like, what the... I guess he just took a gamble and said... Oh, but that's a huge gamble, I guess.
なんてことだ。あの父親は生きていた。エレン、俺たちは被害者だ。お前はあの父親に洗脳されている。
But then he found you.
父親と
Oh, you found him? Wait. Oh wait, no, they met already in that fight. Oops. So but here he approached him. Oh, not a bit. He looks exactly like his father used to look when he was younger.
俺の考えはイエレナから聞いた通り、エルディア人安楽死計画に賛同してくれるのか。
4年前、あることをきっかけに親父の記憶が開いた。親父が壁の王家一家を皆殺しにした時の記憶だ。子供たちの死が俺たちを生かした。
そうか、父親は正しかった。そう思ったのか。
いいや、親父は間違っている。そしてその親父に育てられた俺も間違いだった。
この世に生まれないこと、これ以上の救済はない。俺はやる。俺の手で巨人が支配した2000年の歴史にケリをつける。その日を迎えるまで進み続ける。
Imagine if you are truly some kind of purist, like they're thinking exactly like Marlians want them to think, to be honest. It would be better if you're demons, you shouldn't be in this world, the world is better without you. That's exactly what Marlians would want, except that obviously the way they're going about the plan, I don't know if this is even, I don't understand Aaron.
そうだろう、兄さん。ああ、その通りだ。やろう。唯一の救い。エルディアの安楽死。
なんつった？安楽死？お前はこれからくせえ巨人の口の中で自分の体が咀嚼される音を聞きながら死ぬわけだが、お前にしちゃ随分と安らかな死に方だろう。奪った仲間たちの命に比べてみれば。
奪ってない。救ってやったんだ。そいつらから生まれてくる命を、この残酷な世界から。
また足が伸びてきたみてえだな。
クソ坊さん、見ててくれよ。
Ooh, run. Ooh, Levi. Oh my god, if Levi dies here, I'm gonna... Holy fuck. Holy fuck. They have to end it there. Oh my god. Levi. If this is how he dies, I'm gonna be so sad. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see him die, period. I just always imagined him, you know, sacrificing himself, like choosing to die in a fight and sacrifice himself to save someone or something after, you know, everyone that he's lost and been unable to save. I just imagined his death would be a lot. So this can't be his death, not for his character. His death is going to be a lot bigger, and I can only say that because this is fiction. No one. The futures they seek are incomplete. All they can do is clash, fighting for their beliefs.
始まりの地、志願しなで。次回、天地。
Okay. Wow. Oh god. I honestly, my head hurts so much of. Well, just my head hurts. I wrote down that I'll probably give the last episode like a 9 out of 10, but I'll confirm when I do the scores. Part of me wants to, instead of doing a review, I kind of just want to take a break and let all the information that was given today sink in. Maybe take a look at the comments, you know, hear what other people think, their opinions, as long as they share them respectfully. And I know that a lot of people say like, oh, why can you be mad at the Jaegerists or some Jaegerists, but they can't comment trash about you? But like, I feel like there's a difference being one individual that has to go through 600 plus comments every single week. This time probably double that. versus and then replying to a group of people like and the only reason I get angry at them is because of things they say, or more the way they say it. I mean, calling me a slut, like, what does that even have to do with anything? Not that I care. Words honestly mean jack shit. I remember being called a slut in high school once by a girl who's just mad at me for something. I only had sex for the first time when I was like 18 with the guy I'm with now. So it was like a meaningless word, but somehow it hurt me, even though there wasn't a shred of, but I think it was just the way that, you know, she was shouting at me and stuff. But now, I mean, I'm fucking 28. I love reviewing anime and stuff, and I love the themes of the show, and I get passionate about it. But despite the words not hurting me, I think it's, how am I supposed to have a good discussion or an informative discussion? I have 600 plus comments to get through every week. I'm not going to waste my time with people that begin their comments by calling me stupid or anything like that. So my mods, they just delete those comments. If you write me a wall of text like this and you start by calling me stupid or ignorant or anything like that, I'm sorry, but I don't have time to go through 600 plus comments. It would be more, because it's 600 now after it's approved by my mods. Doesn't matter if you agree or disagree, they approve them as long as you can share your opinion. And I understand that you get angry at me because I do say things like, ugh, Jaegerists. And I try and make sure you know that I only mean, once again, it's not all Jaegerists, it's just, sadly, the ones that are like that have proven to be Jaegerists. So that's why I kind of, so I understand getting mad at me because you get offended, oh, I'm a Jaegerist, and now does she mean me? I don't mean you. It's different for me being mad at a group of commenters versus you being mad at me and then calling me a slut or stupid or all those kinds of things. Like, I understand that we're both allowed to be in our feels, and like I said, reactions are, I am way more in my feels when I do reactions, but when I do the review, and if we want to have a good discussion, then we can't, me and you as individuals cannot be calling each other bullshit and whatnot. Like, how are we going to get on the same page, or at least come to a conclusion or a middle ground? So yeah, the way that I talk about certain people in general, I think is fair, considering I'm not being rude to a single person, and if you get offended, that's your choice. But I believe personally that's different than a person attacking me in the comments and calling, well, not attacking, but verbally assaulting. How do people say this in English? But just like, you know, it's the only reason I use the word attacking, it's because it's clearly not attacking, because they're not even close to me, but that verbal barrage of words and name calling, I can't deal with. I don't have time for that, because there are people that actually take the time to write their thoughts if they disagree, and they write it properly. So what I was saying is, I think that I'm going to probably take some time to let the information here sink in, read comments like that, because there will be 600 per episode probably. And I told my mods to see if they can save some of the worst ones, because I know for a fact after the last episode and the beginning of this episode, people are gonna be mad, and that's fine. But for the ones that don't take personal offense and they do want to talk about whether they agree or disagree, I think I'm going to address them. I'm going to redo the review later, so that I have had time to think about all the events of the episode, and then I can discuss that after processing it. Plus, I'll score both episodes. I will do and read another couple of chapters of this. Plus, then at the end of the video, I'll do timestamps or something so that you can only go to the parts that interests you, whether it's this or the episode review or the score, whatever. I'll make sure to remember to post timestamps. And then at the end of the video, I'll probably address the comments because I know that's going to be wild. And not last week, the week before, I posted a video response to some comments specifically. Let me show you. It was this one. So I recorded it on my phone. But this one I'll probably do properly and sit down and make time for it. I'm sure I'll have time this week somewhere. But yeah, I first want to post my reaction to 14, 15, process the information, read people's thoughts, those who agree, those who disagree. And then at some point before the next episode, it looks like maybe Thursday I could be able to have time for that. My birthday's on Wednesday. I will be streaming. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be streaming on Thursday, but I could do a review because I have 3, 4, 5 episodes to record, plus I could do a review maybe. So yeah, I'll probably post a review later this week because I need time for it to sink in. But the episodes were brilliant. Both at least a 9 out of 10, and regardless how angry the characters make me, that is brilliant writing. And I have to admit I'm a bit confused about the euthanasia plan or whatever, because he talks about freedom and how much he hates slaves, but he is literally, it seems like he wants to kill everyone. Like, imagine being born into poverty. Imagine the amount of people that were born into poverty, and or even kids who were born and then their parents didn't want them and get put in an orphanage, and only like some of those kids get adopted. Imagine just saying, oh, it would be kinder to kill them all. Every single poor person in this world, every single orphan, it would be so much kinder to kill them. I think that's crazy. Like, there is a lot of terrible things in this world, but I do believe personally in solving problems rather than, or not even, I wanted to say I believe in solving problems rather than erasing them. But I don't mean killing the people, like the people themselves aren't the problem. The problem is, people who literally don't have money to eat, children who are born and their parents don't want them and they can't get adopted. Like, the problem is just finding a home for these children, or making sure that people who don't have food to eat have food to eat and a roof over their heads. That's the problem. Just helping, these people that don't have things. Erasing the problems means killing the people, because if the people aren't there, then helping them wouldn't be necessary. But that is horrifying. That is fucking, I can't help but think of what's his name, Hitler. Like, oh, these people, I hate them and the world would be better off without them. Either way, whether you hate them or feel sorry for them, and you want to kill them, like, that's not right. But on the other hand, I can't understand that Aaron would really believe that plan, because he talks about freedom, and like, you think that's freedom, taking away people's lives, deciding for them whether or not they choose to live and have families and whatnot. Like, that blows my mind. Like, how can he be that? How can he really believe that? Part of me feels like he doesn't believe that. Is he only going along with Zeke because he can benefit out of Zeke somehow? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Thank you guys for watching with me. I will see you next week. Let me just double check. The next episode comes out next week Sunday, and then it's the finale. There is no way that will be the end. Not at all. No way. They're probably going to announce a part 2 to the season, or I don't know, movies or something. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be crazy if it's a freaking finale. Even if it's just a finale of part 1, I still think it's gonna be crazy. I mean, every Attack on Titan episode is crazy. So thank you guys once again. I will put some of my patrons' names in the pinned comment because they do make these videos possible. I really appreciate it. The support, guys. I wouldn't be able to be here without you. And I love you. Bye.